What's up, y'all? Kofi Kingston here, and I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks, depending on what that drink is. Preferably non-alcoholic, you know?
How's it going? I'm the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Wardlow here.
Soda.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
I would love to have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Maple syrup.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.
Welcome to the dive bar of the IWC. Welcome to Wrestling on the Rocks, episode 1. Again. Tweaked one out for you on my birthday.
Well. Happy birthday, Marv. That was an interesting little fart. But anyways, welcome, everybody, to the dive bar, the IWC. You know what day it is today? It's Thursday, right? Yeah. And it is Thursday Night Chaser. And you know what we do on Thursdays. So I know you missed us. So you know how we roll. I have Digi with me. How's it going? Wrong way.
I just went with this, because I'm right either way.
Oh, yeah. That works.
Dude, I'm excited. There is so much going on in the pro wrestling world right now, and I'm here for it.
Yep. Oh, I'm Corporate Amanda tonight, everybody. So we have a special guest, obviously. So I need him to kind of come out and say hello because someone's pounding on my office door. So I'll be right back.
Oh. What is she doing?
I don't know, man.
She's out. She's out until she comes back.
She's fired. It's over.
Yeah. The thing is, like, she decides what time we do this. Like, she doesn't have to do this from work. You know?
I know. Just she knows if it's timing. Timing.
Yeah. So pretty good.
Happy birthday to Marv.
Marv's got a good birthday. I was thinking about maybe adding frosting to his lips.
Get some of that hot glue, make it,
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Yeah. But always good. Always good. How's it going over there? What do you got there?
What do you mean? This?
Yeah.
Just my vape, no biggie. I'm
sounds good.
Not doing the smoking thing, and it keeps me level.
There you go. Stay level. I do the show with John Arezzi, and he's constantly vaping when we're listening to clips, and every now and again, it's a different type of vape or whatever. And I go, wait a second, you get toasted. He's talked about coming through the show. He's all like, I don't drink as much as I used to. And he goes, but I smoke more often. And I was like, you could do that here. It's a dive bar. We don't give a shit.
We do everything.
Yeah.
John is always welcome on the Thursday on our chaser.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I scare him away, I'm sorry. I'm just warning now.
He's not a late night kind of a guy. So we'll see.
Well, it depends on it. Well, it's late for some people. Not for me.
Oh, look at just in time coming through. Cheers
Well,
to you,
hey,
just in time.
Cheers, my friends. Yes, cheers to you.
I want Justin
Half a
back
brother
on the
in time.
show.
Yeah.
You want
I
who?
know. I want Justin back on the show.
I
want
know.
the in time bros to come back through, but they don't set up their
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh my God, Justin, there's so much shit to be talked about. Like, it's
Yeah,
not
why-
even funny.
Why are you not like this? Is called peer pressure.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
At its finest. At its
We peer
finest.
pressure here.
We're not
Yeah.
bullies here. We don't. I just want to say a disclaimer here on the Thursday Night Chaser. We don't discriminate. We love all. But if you-
Everybody's equally a mark.
Yeah. Mhm.
That's
I
true.
let people be fans of like Phil and Will and
Yeah,
whatever.
people are really like starting to say they really want him back in WWE, and I'm like,
Nah.
No, okay, that's a whole other
you know,
enchilada
I don't
that
see
we
it.
can get into. But did we do while I was away? Did we find out what's in our glass besides vape?
No.
So, let's go with Marsh.
I started a bottle of oak leaf,
Ooh.
just a little one.
Oh,
Just
just
a
a little
little?
bottle.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish it.
When
Tonight's the night.
is it? Oh
Yeah,
shit!
we're
then you
doing
need
it.
to be on the whole time.
Started it, and I got my little chalice.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hey, did we post on social media?
No. We're not going to be
Oh.
streaming 2X anymore.
Oh, where are we streaming to?
We will be streaming exclusively on YouTube and Twitch. And our audio will be moving and will be coming back because we haven't been doing the audio for a while, but we're bringing back the audio exclusive. And that'll be anywhere you find podcasts. The RSS feed's going to be updated. It's going to be the same one too. So if you were subscribed before, you're subscribed, you're just going to start getting that audio shit.
Yay!
She
Yay!
That's what I'm
Woohoo!
here for it.
That's something to celebrate. So, speaking of celebration, what's in your glass or bottle?
And in honor of Ricky Stark's recent successes, because he's doing better.
99 peaches.
99 proof peaches.
But Starks ain't one. Hit me.
Oh man!
See? Thinking of you, Amanda. Thinking of you.
Thank you. And that's
Oh.
love. That also
Yeah,
almost looks like a peach too. But
Get the
Yeah.
peaches.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's here for dude
Yes.
butts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. Me, right now I'm being corporate Amanda. I should raid the I have splits of champagne, but I don't want to open those. But I'm doing the holiday edition of Coca-Cola.
what
little
is
too
it got
early,
the
I
polar
think.
bears still?
No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just Santa. And I'm like, where's the the polar bears were never on the no, they were on the can like maybe 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Nah.
I don't know.
Was the flavor different? Or is it just the can's different?
The can.
Um,
It's not
Sprite
those
has a
weird-
cranberry Sprite right now for holidays.
Oh yeah, the holidays. That's okay.
so good.
It's
Sounds good.
okay. But it's
Sounds
better
good.
with alcohol. You
Yes.
All things is. All of life is. Speaking of just in time.
Yeah.
He says
Okay.
he's still
Yeah.
getting his ass kicked by this thing called life, dude. That's why we drink. This is
That's why we
literally
drink.
why we drink.
Yeah. That's why we haven't been on the regular over here. But
Yeah.
that
Drink
will
from the
change
regular?
soon.
What is it? We
Yeah,
drink to
that'll
remember,
change.
we drink to forget.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, did anyone besides me notice that we had a snazzy new intro?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. We added Wardlow.
Yes. And let me tell you,
Mm-hmm.
AEW people, are not allowed to do shit like that, guess what?
Yeah, we'll
Or
see if we
those
get a
awesome.
cease and desist.
Yeah. No, we won't. We won't.
Yeah.
I'm going to say, well, Michael said it
I'll
was cool.
just throw a water bottle at Con. It'll be fine.
No,
Yeah.
it's all.
That dude
it's all good.
gets scared for his life a lot.
Well,
It
Yeah.
it's
doesn't
like,
take much.
well, here's the thing. Yeah, I'd be afraid of Phil too.
We don't even have to attack Tony Khan. We just have to get into a fight near Tony Khan, and he'll be scared for his life. That's the best
Or
part.
just-
So if he tells us to stop, then me and Digi, you and I just start throwing punches at each other, and he'll be so terrified. He'll
And
just let it go.
I'll come in and bite somebody in the arm.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
That's
piss
how I
off
roll.
the Young Bucks.
And I would never
Which-
piss them off. They're
Oh,
good
piss
young
on 'em.
Christian boys.
I would piss on him in a heartbeat.
Oh,
Well-
But she said she won't piss them off, so I'll piss them on.
everybody is so mean to goddamn the young bucks. Seriously,
I don't think they should be called the Young Bucks. They're like
they're
in their
older bucks now.
Yeah,
I know.
they should just be Bucks.
Well, that also is like when you look at people like I don't know who's another moniker that's a young person.
You know what they ought to do though, like realistically, because yeah, true, they're not young bucks anymore. It kind of isn't the funny thing that it used to be. But what they should do, because it would work, is just change it to the YB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The way like Triple H got rid of Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and
Mm-hmm.
people call him Trips, and all this stupid fucking nicknames from these
Mhm.
idiot marks. Triple H, like, just drop the young buck words, go to initials, and everyone be like, "Oh shit, the YB." Woo!
You know, and it's funny how many of these kids use the trips and whatnot. It's like, do you even
Yeah.
know what Triple H stands for? You ignorant.
That's true.
Because that goes.
So I
way
says to him,
back.
Trips. So I says Trips. I can't imagine anyone saying that to his face.
Or 3-Dub.
He'd be like,
Oh,
No,
the-
wait, that's wrong.
be like,
3H.
well, I don't think you should be calling me that because you're a
Yeah.
mark, but
Actually,
Jungle Boy.
I was listening to an old old radio show with going through Razzi's thing, and somebody had mentioned working for the WWF, and then they said, well, actually, that was the Triple Dub at the time. And I was like, oh shit, I want to say it was Gorilla Monsoon when he was being inducted into the CAC back in '94 was the clip, and I was like, oh, that is awesome. The way that we still refer to stuff a generation before, they called it the Triple Dub. So cool.
yep.
Monsoon was dope. Just in time, putting over Sprite again. Sponsored, not sponsored by Sprite this evening, apparently. Strawberry lemon.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh,
For
It's
50 years
alright.
of hip hop,
that's nice.
Yeah.
guarantee it makes sense.
Which-
What's
I haven't seen that over here, but
what does
I'm
that have
gonna
to
have
do with hip hop?
keep an eye out.
I don't know, but LL Cool J is the man. There you go.
Uh-huh.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah. But I will say that have you ever had that flavored Coke they had? It was in the Coke packaging, but it was a different flavor.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, they had put out Coke earlier in the year, right? That had it was the regular Coke label, but a little different, and it was like flavored of some sort. Because I was at the
Which one?
airport, I grabbed it thinking
That was the
Coke.
space one, right?
There was more than the space one.
All right, because the space one looked a lot like a regular one.
This one looked like it was like had mixtapes on it.
Oh, that's funny.
Mm.
Well, I opened it. I'm like, I sipped it. I'm like, whoa! It's like
Yeah,
it was like if Coke and Dr. Pepper got married. That's its bastard son.
Oh.
Not good.
Yeah, plus
Mm.
you can't be startled by flavor. You know what I mean? Like you have to know what you're about to get, or
I
at
didn't
least be
know.
told it's a mystery, right? Because we did get the other day. What do you call it? They had Mountain Dew had a zombie thing, and it was
Zombie,
mystery flavor.
Mountain
So it was like different ones had different flavors, but you didn't know what it was going to be. All the cans looked the same, and that was all right. You know, it wasn't bad. But at least we knew it wasn't going to be a normal one. You could take it with caution as you have it. You know.
Yeah, well,
you knew not to chug first.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it So that thing got thrown in the trash. That was a $4 Coca-Cola.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Oh,
But oh well, it happens. I did that. I took 2 sips. Yeah, no, that was enough. That was enough for me. But before we move on, since we haven't been around in a while, we had a lot of really good birthdays that we missed.
Ooh.
So I'm going to recap some of them that we missed. MVP was one of them. Love MVP. You and Bobby Lashley, love them. Rocky Romero had a birthday. The rated R superstar Adam Copeland had a birthday. Okay, I still find that funny. Let's see here. You know who else had a birthday? L.A. Knight. Yeah. Well, that's, man, I'm so glad he's so over right now. It's just amazing.
So
he's
fucking
so amazing.
cool.
Fucking drinks for that, people. Drink for that.
cheers.
Fred Rosser, is it Rosser or Rossier? The former Darren Young, his birthday, who was having a birthday. Andrade had a birthday. El Idolo. Who else had a birthday? There were a lot.
Turns out Andrade is the one who broke Daniel Bryan's face, right?
It was Okada.
Yeah,
That was the story they did, but his face was broken before he got in the match, which was interesting in and of itself, that you'd have someone with a broken orbital socket get into the ring. So you could work an angle, but whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I don't get that. So Dr. Luther from the Chaos Theory had a birthday. And you know who else had a birthday? Daddy Ass. Oh, scissor me, daddy. Okay, just had to do that. Okay, sorry.
Are you a mod on our thing, Digi, on our Twitch?
I am not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who else? Okay, I'm reading the list. There's a lot of people. Allison Kay had a birthday. My buddy Nick Aldis had a birthday. Ted DiBiase Jr. Limitless Keith Lee. I'm glad he finally decided on a hair color choice. But I do miss the Uncle Ben look, so I'm not gonna lie. Speaking of Bryan Danielson and his broken orbital bone, the guy who supposedly did it, Kazuchika Okada, had a birthday. So happy birthday, Rainmaker. And now we're moving on. So today has really 2 good birthday boys on here. First of all, Pete Dunne, Butch.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Happy birthday, man. Another one that I think that I have to mention, and I am not doing, I'm not going to sing along, but happy birthday, Mr. Jericho. I'm so sick of fucking of Judas. Oh, yeah. Anyways.
Do they still play it?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I was at Stockton a couple weeks ago, and someone had a sign that says, please, it was like, enough Judas. I loved that. I was like, yes, you are the person. Leo Rush is having a birthday. Ryback, Disco Inferno. Let's see here. I've got me a lot of birthdays. Sarah Del Rey. Yeah, I love Sarah. That was the team. Kings of Wrestling. Sarah, Claudio, and Chris Hero. Because Chris Hero ain't nothing to fuck with. The man with the most beautiful hair in the world is celebrating a birthday. Happy birthday, Tanahashi. Tanahashi with the good hair.
With the good hair.
Yes. I like it when he does the extensions and like part of it's kind of braided and then it's in the little cute ponytail. That's my favorite one. Sometimes when he has it blown out, like beginning of the year, I personally thought that he wasn't taking care of his hair because the way his hair was, it was very dry looking. And I'm like, oh, that's not Tanahashi.
That's not what you want.
Yep, not what we want here. So, I just kind of cringed. Not what we want. So, but yeah. Bear Bronson. Now I know that they changed their whole gimmick thing. I don't even remember what they were. I don't even know what they were now. But yeah, if you watch AEW and those big guys, the tag team, yeah, one of them's having a birthday. So happy birthday. Yeah, I know. I really care about these. La Parka is having a birthday.
The chairman.
Chima is having a birthday. If you guys know him from the Strong Hearts and the Oriental Wrestling. Yes, I will say that it's called Oriental Wrestling because it comes from the Orient. But, we all know how I feel about that word. Just saying. And finally, if he were alive, Randy Savage would have had a birthday. So, oh yeah. And that's our
cream of the crop.
Mm-hmm. And that's our birthdays. So happy birthday, everybody. And of course, if I missed your birthday and you wrestle, well, Tough Titty said the kitty. And you just gotta fucking inbox me at Miss Amanda Jane. Yeah, there we go. Either Twitter, X. Oh, I'm sorry, I keep calling you Twitter, X or Instagram. Speaking of Instagram,
Boulder and Bronson are now the Iron Savages.
Oh, that's right.
In time.
There you go. See, I knew it was something like that. I just didn't know.
Bronson, which Bronson? We're talking about
Bear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, see, it's like we know him when you see.
Yeah.
So it's like
I remember they changed the name, and I thought that was good. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. I like them as a tag team. I don't know why they needed to be repackaged, but I don't know. But anywho's, so yeah. Speaking of Instagram, got a lot of heat on Instagram.
You did
today? Yeah.
You did? What'd you do?
I didn't do anything except okay, so Marty Squirrel, what other Marty do I talk about? And this is where Bishop turns off the feed until I'm done.
It's fine.
So he is doing AAA again at the end of this month. And he has a new video. I haven't seen if it went out. So I said, oh, I'm like, damn it. I said, I'm like, I can't go. I'm like, I'm like sad. I said something like to that point. And then he was like, boo, why can't you go? And so here was me. I'm adulting. And then it was the mad face and then the sad face, the big tears. I swear, I got in my Instagram 17 people in my shit basically going off about, oh, how dare you support Marty? And I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to answer any of these. So I'll just answer y'all now. You know what? Big middle finger to you. And there's also, you got to remember, there's a lot of bad people around in wrestling. He's the least of your problems. So,
it's one of those things. If you can kind of deal with the whole Hulk Hogan thing and you're okay with that and you're all, oh yeah, brother, I think you can lay off on some of these other people.
Also, if you're okay with Ric Flair or Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And and a myriad of others that some of these people worship.
Yeah. I mean, 9 times out of 10, one of your favorites
is a scumbag.
Is going to be a scumbag. That one person. And then 9 are good. Maybe it's shrunken. Maybe it's only 2 out of 10 are shitbags. But I don't know. It depends on where you're looking. So, yeah.
And that's the thing. I've caught some heel heat for liking people. I'm like, I don't care. I like who I like for my own reasons. You can try and chastise me, but
exactly.
I'm not shocked by it though. I met Amanda as a heel. She was a heel when I met her.
Yeah. That's why I liked her and I became her fan.
I liked the first time I put her on the show, I started getting DMs. You put her on? You gave her a platform? Okay.
Like, fuck.
Yeah,
And
I was
guess
like,
what,
that's also kind of the point, you know? The point
Guess what,
is
people?
it's safe.
It's been what, like 3 years now? 2
Yeah.
years? Marsh?
3 years, and you got
I
your
don't
own
remember when
minion.
you came on.
I came on a little bit after COVID. Yeah. Oh God.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because COVID happened. Because remember, I got COVID after Atlanta.
Yeah.
And before it was a thing. And then I went to Ring of Honor and was pissed because I went there and they canceled the shows that morning and I was already in Vegas. So I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, all that happened.
Yeah. So yep. So I'm here.
It was also interesting too that Marty's getting booked in AAA. Was it going to be Tijuana?
Yeah.
And Conan said the other day that he wouldn't book Tessa Blanchard anymore. And I think a lot of people took that to mean something much deeper than it was. But it sounds like, because when he broke it down, was she didn't really, I think for one, she didn't really understand the lucha style. A lot of things are just different in lucha than it is in American.
Yeah.
But also it sounded like a chunk of it was that, you know, he still wants to work with Daga, and they didn't break up in a very good way. They didn't break up amicably. They're not happy together. And, you know, if that's, why would he disrupt his own locker room for sake of one person when it's already going fine with the person he wanted to begin with? And if she doesn't get lucha anyways, why bring her in? But a lot of people were trying to make it and think it much deeper than that. But that's what I got out of it, at least.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing, you know, Conan has a history, especially since, you know, he's running AAA, that he knows who's a shitbag and he knows who isn't.
Yeah.
And he knows who he's willing to put his name behind and who he isn't. And while he might want to work with Daga at the same time, if the money was right and the draw was good, he's still a promoter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And Tessa has, you know, a bit of a history. And I'm not saying she is or isn't, but considering, you know, who her father and her stepfather are, I get it. But it doesn't fly in a lot of promotions.
Yeah.
But it's like what Conan said, you know, when he's talking about Marty, you know, he alone is a bigger star than a lot of these ones on AEW.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
People come out.
Yep. And I will tell y'all that, you know, if Conan thinks it's okay,
yeah,
you know, yeah. And obviously people don't have a problem. No, but people don't have a problem because it's been widely known. The first time he was in TJ, this last time, and then again. So it's been known. And some people really didn't react to it. Mm-hmm. So I think people are kind of getting over it, but you're still going to have those ones. I had 17 of them in my box. They're probably like the same, like troll, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but I have a feeling because of Marty kind of hinted this. I have a feeling we might see him versus Vikingo.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. And if he does it in TJ, I'm going to be there. I don't care how unsafe it is. I gotta make sure that I go. So, yeah.
Venmo at Ref Marsh for the ransom.
Yeah, for ransom.
Yes.
And Colt's coming back to Phoenix.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Colt's coming back to Phoenix.
Yep. He's going to, I believe, because it was cool. I think Cabana's coming now. One of my buddies on Twitter, shout out to who was it who told me? Hold on. I want to make sure I have the right shout out because, you know, people will get all pissed at me. God forbid, it's not intentional. My homie, hold on here. I hate X right now because it keeps changing every day and I don't know what's going on. So, Bloodmark Henry, thank you for letting me know that Colt is going to be at the Pro Wrestling Arizona Federation. So
Yeah.
it
in
is,
Phoenix.
his appearance isn't until
It's like February, right?
February. Phoenix, Arizona.
Yeah.
I think I might have to come.
Yeah. I'll probably go to
Mhm.
it if it's in February.
Yep, it's in February. We should go. And he'll be, oh, God damn it. So, yeah. So thank you for letting a person know. And yes. So, Marsh, you were telling me something today on the phone, texting me. And I was like, oh my God, what happened to Hacksaw?
Yeah, and it was a typo. It was a
Apparently
typo.
was not. I was freaking
So-
out thinking he died.
Oh yeah, no. Hacksaw's. I mean, Hacksaw's a tough son of a bitch. Nothing's taking him out. That dude's good to go.
Fuck yeah.
But I was looking up some Hammerstone stuff. He's left MLW, right? That's been discussed.
Mhm.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah, he's no longer with them, but he is starting to run his independent stuff, and he is making real soon here his GCW debut. He's going to be showing up in
What?
GCW in Brooklyn,
Ooh.
which I thought was kind of cool, just because I like Hammerstone a lot. I don't know that
Yeah.
he vibes with GCW. You know what I mean? Like, when I've seen GCW a couple times, and I mean, I like some, I don't like some. Like, it really is kind of like, we'll see what we see. I don't see where he fits in that realm the same way. But at the same time, 4 or 5 years ago, Matt Cardona didn't fit in that scene either. So he's very, very good. He's going to be teaming with Richard Holiday. So something he's
Okay.
familiar with doing already. And they're facing Charles Mason and Pero.
Ooh. I'll be a good
So-
intro.
That'd be a good match to watch right there.
So yeah, for a GCW debut, that's not bad. That's going to be December 3rd. Fucking cool to see him hitting the indies like that. I don't know where he ends up ultimately, but he's fantastic.
He's the man.
Yeah. And then here's another one coming up even sooner, November 18th. Hammerstone's going to be in Palmdale, California.
Ooh.
He's facing Sam Adonis one-on-one.
What?
Sam Adonis?
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Nice.
That's a nice one.
The fact that MLW didn't book that when they had the chance is their
I
fuck
know.
up.
That's stupid. That's stupid. That's like money right there. I'm like, I'm sorry.
When Adonis first started working with MLW, that was one of the first things we said is, all right, let's book Hammerstone. Let's get it.
Yeah.
It never happened.
We did.
So
Episode 1.
So the fact that it's going to be on some smaller promotion, what is it called? New Tradition Lucha Libre.
I wonder if they heard us, because we do influence a lot of booking.
Unfortunately, yes.
I wouldn't be surprised if Sam Adonis just isn't dumb and said, hey, I want to face Hammerstone now that he's out there, and made someone book it.
True.
Good business.
That is true.
Sam Adonis is smart.
He is a smart guy. I love Sam Adonis. Shout out to Sam. He's a great heel. He is a great heel. Again, yeah. If you watch the first Warrior Wrestling, he got in my face and I slapped him. Like, oh, Amanda always does these things that are like borderline.
Amanda catches heat with the talent.
Yep. So yeah, it was hilarious. But anyways, I wish that was on a different day, because on the 18th, oh God, it's already next week.
Yep.
Shiz. So next Friday, and it's free on YouTube. You guys might want to watch West Coast Pro. And the reason why is the main event.
Were you there?
You know who the main event is?
Were you there?
I'll be there, but I'm not the main event.
Okay.
I mean,
what's the main event. If it's not you,
The
then
main
what?
event, Marsh, you'd be very interested in this one. Timothy Thatcher versus the return of the knockout artist, Chris Hero. It's a big deal.
Wow.
Hero's coming back into the business.
Hero's coming back.
Yeah, I heard he was going to wrestle again.
Yep. Now I had asked him like about a year and a half ago, maybe. Like, are you gonna go back? And I'm just curious, right? And he said, because I said, I know I think that this last time you were a little scarred, maybe, or, something. And he was like, yeah. And he says, but if I do, it's got to be something really special. It's got to be something really special for me to come and do it. And this, it's going to be fucking great. And I think that if you have any brain, people out there, YouTube, it starts at 7 p.m. Pacific, and it's free. West Coast Pro Wrestling. There's actually some other pretty good things on the card. You can see some of like the really cool future people like Titus, Alexander, Starboy Charlie. That's another one. Like when you get older, I asked him, I'm like, Charlie, when are you going to be Starman, Charlie? Because you only go so far, right? So he's like, I know. He says, but I'm living it up. I go, I know. But he wears overalls. He got to get rid of that. I tell him that all the time, and he just laughs at me. One interesting thing is Speedball Mike Bailey is going to be wrestling against a up-and-comer out of the Bay Area. And actually, for a long time, I've been a supporter of his. His name's Alpha Zoe. He also does Hood Slam, does a lot of different things, but he actually is a very interesting one that he's got this great charisma. And his tag team partner, when he does tag, they're the Two Fresh crew. Yeah, with the two. But Zoe, back in pandemic, like right post-pandemic, he'd gotten very, very depressed. And I was like, when he came back to wrestle, because he was injured, and I'm like, you're looking really good. And he says, well, thank you. He says, you know what it is? And he said, it was something that we talked about before. And he says, I fell down that hole of depression. And, where did he turn to? So he stopped drinking. And then he said, I need to work on myself. He was going to trainings and seminars, went to the gym. And now he's going to be one that people watch. So, and I've said that before with him. Have I been correct on things? Yes, I have. Have been. So if you can, that'll be a great match. And then, of course, my favorite new wrestler that I got turned on to this year, Brian Keith, the bounty hunter, he's going to be on the card too.
Nice.
So good card. But it's all about Chris Hero.
That's sick.
Awesome. So, and then of course I'm going to Full Gear. And I am hard cam. But I don't think you'll see me because I'm short, because I'm in the third row. So you might see me. You might not. Can't guarantee it. But I will tell you, if you watch Rampage tomorrow or Collision, I'm actually in the second row behind where like Nigel and they all do their thing. So you'll probably see me there.
We'll see like your hands.
No, you'll probably see me when the face of Collision comes out with his shiny belt, trying to lean over to look, because I'm that girl. But anyways, so you were telling me something about Collision that I'm like blown away.
I've got a couple things that, but if we're going to talk the TV stuff, okay. Well, so here's kind of the TLDR of the matter. So the CW was in talks with AEW to put one of their shows on there. I believe it was Collision. That got kiboshed because Khan said no. Then they went to NWA. NWA screwed that up. Now NXT is getting the CW spot. And what makes this interesting is it's currently going around, not necessarily dirt sheets, but actual reporting that Collision is basically done. Like they're going to wind it down and cut it out. And
Why?
I think it's the ratings and the cost. I mean, it's got to be costing something for, like, it is the Seaside show for everything that they've got. even though it has the better product.
It had the better. It's had the better storylines, but
Mm-hmm.
there's still too many people. And when they
Yep.
recycle Ring of Honor, it's like, what the frick, you know?
And that's becoming a shit show.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you I know Marsh doesn't because he doesn't watch that bullshit anymore. You saw what happened last night, right? Speaking of Ring of Honor.
Yes, Samoa Joe vacated the title.
Can you believe that?
So dope. I loved that.
Yeah. I mean, he beat Lethal, passed him. He's now the longest reigning, was the longest reigning ROH television champ. So good on him. But ROH is just, I mean,
that's where I was going to say it's ROH, it would be one thing if he vacated the title because he couldn't do something. It's another to vacate the title because he's going to go to the other side brand for a title. What?
Oh, yeah. It makes no sense, and that's why I love it, because he's literally saying he can't hold the TV title because he wants to vie for the world title. Meanwhile, the world champion also holds a Ring of Honor title. So it already makes no logical sense at all. So what it really did was just shit on everybody who's gone for that title and kind of made the title seem less than in so many ways. I've seen a few people say they could pivot this into making Ring of Honor their developmental, but they've also like kicked it down from it being even that. Like it really has been like, this is a pointless thing. Like I want a real job is what it sounded like when he talked about that. Like I didn't come here to waste time. Like I want to do something real. So I'm no more Ring of Honor. Ring of Honor means less now than it ever did. But I get a kick out of it because Samoa Joe's such a badass.
And he's been a badass his entire fucking career. Joe's gonna kill you was the chant that followed him through his entire career.
The idea too, because a lot of people are like, well, if he was gonna just drop it anyways, why didn't he just lose to Keith Lee? Because no one's gonna fucking tell Samoa Joe to lose to Keith Lee.
Yeah, he's not gonna drop it.
You know what I mean? Like, and if you don't have anybody who Samoa Joe thinks is a worthy contender, I can tell you right now, there's no one in that back room who's gonna make Samoa Joe take the pin.
Oh, Joe knows good business. Like that's why he's been successful. Yeah. He was a breakout for TNA. Now back to TNA. He hit the scene with NXT and was just fucking huge. He was great for the main roster, but they screwed him the fuck over. He takes some time off, he comes back, and he's hot as hell going in there, and then they cooled him off. It's like this is a dude who knows his business and knows his worth. Don't fuck up a good thing.
Oh yeah, it's badass. Plus, I don't think he respects Tony Khan, and I've always loved that about him.
No, he had more respect for Dixie Carter than he does Tony Khan, and you can tell.
I believe that to be true.
I wouldn't be surprised.
No. So what was the deal that AEW had with CW? CW pitched a deal for them?
CW pitched a deal to get them, but I guess the money wasn't right. Not too clear on the details, but they threw out an offer and Khan was like, no. And then kind of walked away. And then CW went for NWA and they fucked it up. So WWE was able to walk in and put NXT on the CW.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Mm-hmm. Like, this you could have taken Collision, you could have taken ROH, you could have put it on the CW, did a little bit of separation, broadened your audience, or NWA having a TV deal, which they haven't had for the last 25 years.
Mm-hmm.
That could have been a good launching point, but now it's just, this is where we're putting NXT because people don't know how to behave.
It's insane. I have no idea what the hell is happening in NWA. And I don't mean that in like, I don't watch it, so I don't know who's there. I mean, I pay attention enough to know what the fuck are you thinking almost every time I see anything that's going on over there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like people disagree with me the idea that I think EC3 was a better choice of a champion.
Than who?
Than Tyrus.
Okay.
Because I I followed EC3 from his Impact TNA days, his short lackluster fucking NXT run, which he did promos. That's it. I think he had like 2 dark matches. He can adjust the gimmick, and it sucks that he couldn't get the his indie brand off the line, but he still got it as a gimmick. He still runs it well. I mean, if fucking Myers and Cardona can show up and be worthwhile, there's no reason he couldn't either.
I think he's not good at what he's supposed to do, but I do think he's going to be better at having an actual match than Tyrus. Tyrus's mobility is limited beyond Andre the Giant. You know what I
That's
mean?
true.
He can't move. He can barely walk. So I think just from physical limitations alone, EC3 is a better choice. But I honestly don't know that. I don't think EC3 is the answer. EC3 doesn't turn eyes.
No.
People will stop watching because of EC3. He's so polarizing. But he's not getting the kind of heat that people go, oh, let me see what he's doing here. He's so good, and I hate him. It's not that. It's really like people see him, and they either say, oh, I like this guy, I'll watch, or, oh, I don't like this guy, I'm not supporting a channel that has him. Like,
Right.
He's an all or none guy. And I don't know that that's a smart move with a company that's trying to bring in people.
I think that probably the best bet they need to do is they need to find some upstart person, some guy off the indies who has everything that they need but needs polish, and they work him like AJ Styles.
Stackhouse.
Yeah.
I put it on a Stackhouse right now. Shake the world up. Everybody would say, well, who the fuck is this guy? And then he would prove
Stackhouse
himself.
can work.
Oh yeah.
He'd prove himself over there,
Oh
yeah.
I'm trying to get Juicy for now to book him on his promotion.
You should.
I think Juicy would.
Stupid not to.
Yeah.
They used to tag. They've tagged together.
Yeah. I'm like, Juicy.
Yeah. Bring in Stackhouse. What the fuck?
Yeah, I know. Shit.
I could actually even see. I could see a Hammerstone being a decent NWA champ for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted a TV deal and have somebody who can look the part, play the part.
Oh yeah,
But,
and that's really what it is they need to focus. Like the women's wrestling is good, great.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to put over your male side brand, you need more. You need something different, because women's wrestling tends to be, by and large, more light athletic, similar to a lucha style, at least a lot of the modern women. Not all, but for the most part. And men tend to be more strong hand unless they're lucha libre.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of need somebody there that's got, at the minimum, the charisma to hold the camera, and at least the capability to do basic work.
Yeah.
Like Raven and Tommy Dreamer, the Dudley Boys, all these people that are over even outside of a dead brand. It's not that they knew a fuck ton of moves. It's that they could carry the mic and they could do those moves well when it was needed. Not everything's a spot fest. And that's true to this day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good Lord.
Something I also should touch on while I've got the mic, the stick, as it were. Kairi Sane just resigned after her beautiful stint in Japan, out of fucking nowhere, like literally nowhere, to come back.
Didn't she lose to Mercedes?
Yep, I was there.
She did lose to Mercedes, but like nobody knew what she was doing, where she was going. Nobody saw this coming until the last minute.
Yeah.
And because her and Io were a stable, and her and Asuka were a tag team. So we're pretty much probably looking at those three ladies being their own stable. And
I could see Io and Kari and Asuka creating trouble for damage control that's down a person, leading to
Yep.
the return of a Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks, or I would even love to see one of the Four Horsemen at NXT. Maybe get Shafir.
Who the fuck are you talking about? The UFC ones?
Yeah.
They don't work there. They've tried.
Yeah. They.
No,
I mean,
but
you can bring
really-
up a few people, right? Like you could put in a Cora Jade or a Roxanne and be sick.
Roxanne,
But you
I
could
think
also
possible.
Mhm.
Well, who would you put? Like, shit goes down. Clearly, you need a third man for damage control. You have these three badass, scary Japanese ladies. Who would you ideally bring in?
I'd bring in one of like Bailey's kids types, like a Cora Jade.
Like a Cora Jade?
I think Roxanne's better, and I don't mean that in a bad way. I think they're both of those two are going to be the Brett and Sean of their women's for the next years, 15 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I think that I think Roxanne's a little more polished, ready to go, and I think that maybe that's the reason why you put in a Cora to learn a little bit more from the Bailey. But I also think that they're both very coachable and learnable and all that. So, I mean,
Right.
and I think that already Cora Jade plays a good asshole. And I don't know
Yes.
if Roxanne has it in her.
She's too much garnering the Bailey cheers right now.
No, I think it's going to be a while for her to turn asshole.
You know who I think maybe, and if this sounds shitty, then please tell me. But
Okay.
for some reason, because I think it might work because of her character, Tiffany Stratton.
I just think Stratton's too flashy and too all about me to join a group, especially one where
But it
she's
could
not
be
the
almost
lead.
Mean Girlsy. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason
mean-
why I'm thinking
The dollhouse worked, we
Mhm.
can go over,
Yeah.
pretentious bitch factions.
Yeah, I don't see Tiffany bowing down to Bailey. Not that Bailey did, demands you bend the knee.
Yeah.
And they're always, but there is a part where Bailey is the bigger star here. So there's a
And
certain
they
part
also they have that they just had that tournament.
with Lola.
The breakout tournament.
Yeah.
That's a whole handful of women that they can work. So maybe that would be the play. Rather than go for a big name and you could run the line that Bailey's like, I'm going to bring you up. I'm going to teach you everything you need to be a star. Get yourself a third lackey, and then that can turn into some shit later down the line.
there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, I'm
And
intrigued.
I do think you can always bring back Sasha. It's an easy slam dunk for damage control.
Does she want to go back?
Yeah, she
I
wanted
don't
to
know.
be in.
She's not
Japan
even ready to
forever.
wrestle. She's injured.
Yeah.
I know
she's
she
in-
wanted to be in there forever, and then what happens? She goes, she does the thing, and then gets injured right away.
Mhm.
Yep.
Safer in the WWE.
Well, you know what? When you play with the big boys, sometimes.
Where the big girls play.
She was really sick out there, though. That was cool. I'm glad I
And
got
I
to
will
see
tell
her.
you, that was a really good match that Kyrie and Sasha had. And I
Yeah.
will say, I have some very beautiful photos from that.
Oh yeah,
Kyrie is amazing. Like, she is gonna be the next generation. Like, she's this generation's Asuka. Because Asuka, if you watch her Japan stuff, is just fucking night and day. Because Western wrestling, as I say every episode, Japanese wrestling and Western wrestling are two entirely different animals.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure I know what got Sane back, and I think that she's running the booking and a little more faith that she's not just going to be, 5 matches a year.
Well, I don't even know that. I mean, that wasn't even why she left. Supposedly, the rumors that we all heard was that it was COVID era and she wanted to go back home because no one knew how long that was going to last or what it was going to look like. I don't think she
Yeah.
left on bad terms. She didn't leave in the middle,
Oh.
and they let her go right away when she asked because of that. I want to go back home. Okay, go back home. You know what I mean? Like, I think she left on really good terms, and I think she's just ready to come back.
Yeah, I don't think it was ever bad terms. Like, she's, to my understanding, not a bad word. Very respectful, very knowledgeable, very, everything you want and a star. And, maybe it is COVID. I don't know. I'm not her. And it would make sense if it was. But I think confidence in the booking is a factor that I believe people look at. Am I going to go back to this place because I can, or am I going to go back to this place because I want to?
Yeah. I've got a weird thing with Triple H's booking where you can get confidence and continuity,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't always mean it's going to be good.
Mhm.
Like, I thought Kairi Sane was terrible in NXT. Not as a wrestler, but as a character. The whole pirate thing was kind of gross.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, I thought it was awful. And then when she finally came over and did a thing with Asuka, the Kabuki Warriors was a bit much, but it didn't feel gross. You know what I mean? It felt like something you could dig into, and she was really good at it.
Well, and that's because it's been her gimmick for almost a decade. But I do think based on her look, with her return, we're going to get an entirely different animal because she's done heel before.
Yeah.
So
I think it's different too. I just hope she's not a pirate. The pirate thing was too fetishy for me.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, look at the Saray shit too. The Saray shit was awful.
wow.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But I will say that that I think that I think Japanese women's wrestling period, and that's a fetish in itself.
It is.
Yeah.
It's bothersome. Maki
But-
Ito is not good. She's not.
No,
She's
Because
fetishized.
she looks
And
like
that's
she's
what
fucking 12, right? And Marty Skrull's a pedophile. Fuck y'all. No, if you're sitting there fucking after some of these little Asian ladies, yeah, they're old, but you know what? They look like children. Just saying.
You look like children.
Mhm.
Mm.
Asian don't raisin, baby. Asian don't raisin.
Mm-hmm. See?
Mhm. Just like black don't crack. Anyways.
Especially if you're our truth, because goddamn that guy.
Yeah, because I had a birthday.
Yeah.
What he's up to.
Yeah.
Our truth. I know what he's doing.
Oh,
I
what's he
followed
doing?
that man. He's back on his rap career. He's in the studio. He's still under contract. He just
Yeah. I was wondering if they were using him as an ambassador for a bunch of stuff, because he'd be perfect for stuff. Sort of like how they did Titus.
Yeah.
You can do that with Truth in a second. That guy knows.
He,
that guy gets it.
he was on some MTV rap show a couple times.
That's
He did
cool.
one with Carmella, which was good.
Carmella? That's cool. And then she just had a baby.
Yeah,
Congratulations to that.
little boy, actually. Yeah.
Yep, little boy baby. Cheers to the new baby in the Graves
Yes.
house.
Cheers, babies. Now they have like a bunch of babies.
Yep.
Good for them.
Especially given their journey they were so open about. Now it's tough to get to where they're at, so that's really cool.
Yeah, because she was high risk, and that was the thing to even get that far, and then to have the kid, it was like a dream come true for her. And Corey's all about her, like he's in it to win it.
Yep.
You know, what was I gonna say about? I just lost my train of thought. I'm like, all right.
But it was about damage
Oh,
control.
it was the name W thing, but
No.
I can't remember, so it's not important.
I do think that bringing Kairi
Oh.
Sane back at the at that event was tragic.
Yeah, it was that I wouldn't have put her back then.
But I also don't think that they could have known, because
Yeah.
that audience has not been that bad to the women ever. But this last event, they were like, it was almost like they wanted to actively boycott the women.
Yeah.
It felt weird. It felt weird and intentionally quiet, like arms crossed quiet. You know what I mean?
They went, if you look at the progression, it was, they had like one match last year, and then they had multiple matches, and that was a little too much, a little too soon. I think culturally, having been over there, it's like you doubled down. You should have eased into it, because you're trying to change culture. And while WWE is notorious for changing culture, this is one of those things you need to ease into, because you're going against a lot that's more than just programming.
Yeah. It was just a bummer. It was sad to see Kari get that treatment.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
cool.
Anywhere else, she would have gotten the reaction that they wanted. But
Well, she's going to get it Friday. Like we know that's going to happen, and we're just waiting to see where it goes down. We pretty much know EO is going to leave Damage Control. That's a given because they've been foretelling that tragic point for a while.
yeah, I think they're going to drag it out a little bit. Triple H has been slow playing a lot, and if you watch, Kari Sane actually comes out to stop Bianca from attacking Bailey. She actually saves Bailey first, and then helps Kari helps Io get the win. So she's not actively against Bailey yet, but in kayfabe, Bailey murdered Kari Sane. So
Yes, that's true.
So
It's just like the Good Brothers, you know. Undertaker killed them.
Yep,
They came back from the dead.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But I'll let you
so-
guys get to it. Talk about all the
Wait,
content.
hold on, real quick before you
Yeah.
take off. Have you seen the any of the Tony Storm stuff?
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
Yeah, I love it because it's a WWE thing, just with
Mhm.
bad production.
Yeah,
Like this is tailor made for WWE. Vince McMahon would have loved this.
yeah,
Vince McMahon would absolutely love everything about this Tony Storm character, and that's what I love about the AEW fans thinking that by liking it, they're standing up against him. I like the irony of when they're just so wrong.
It's like how long the Vaudevillians, you know, did their whole thing.
Plus, I mean, it's Tony Storm and like little shorts and stuff and fishnets and all that. Kidding? Vince McMahon would have loved it. He'd have been like, "Oh yeah,
oh
the
yeah.
bright
good
red
shit
lipstick,
right there."
yeah, good shit."
Mhm.
Like, yeah, there's no way this wouldn't be all over. But it would have been done with like higher production. It would have actually looked like a silent movie instead of looking like somebody filming something on their iPhone in the break room.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know, that's the beauty of the production of AEW is bad.
Yeah.
So no wonder they don't deserve to be on the CW. So
Yeah. I mean, there are aspects of it too that I think is a bit much, a little over the top. I think could be reined in a little bit. And okay, that seems a bit much. But at the same time, overall, I've just been a big fan of Tony Storm for a long time. So I mean, let's do it.
Yeah. Because she's going to make it her own, like that. Every gimmick she's ever been given, she'll take it. She makes it. So
Yep, and
this could be good.
And was it just me, or did I see Thunder Rosa picking a fight in Mission Pro?
Yes.
So that means she's cleared to wrestle, does it not?
Yeah, that's my understanding. Yes.
Which means AEW is just being political with her.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah, because she's just the Spanish announce lady.
It's just like Lufisto. Lufisto can work really good, very charismatic. Fucked for politics.
Yeah.
And she's called it out, and then she was doing this before, water bottles were thrown and fights were happening, and she called it out straight, and there you go.
Yeah, some bullshit. But yeah, I mean, I don't think they did right by Toni Storm in her championship reign either. So
no,
they didn't do right by anybody.
Yeah,
but I don't think it's one of their concerns, if I'm honest. So
that's true.
All right, you guys talk about all the content. Get through it.
All right, boss.
Bye.
So I'm going to throw some things that you'll be appreciative of because we support our guests.
Of course.
FXC, because we had Artemis Watley.
Mm-hmm.
They will be running their first show on November 19th in Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Ooh.
Card is subject to change, but Artemis is in the show.
Oh, yay. Good job.
It's going to be interesting because of who the names are behind it. I think it's going to be, if you're into the independent wrestling, which, I'll point it out every time, Bishop can talk all the shit about the main product all he wants, but if it wasn't for the independent scene, there would be no major product.
Exactly. I mean, Now here's a question for you.
Okay.
Are they planning on like streaming their show anywhere or no?
I believe it will be. I'm going to be reaching out to them about that. But I think they're just kind of walking before they're running. I got the inside. I've been promoting it since they put it out there. So I believe so. I think it's going to be on the FXC YouTube channel, but I don't think it'll be live. I think it'll be a rebroadcast for
That's fine.
first show.
Yeah.
I mean, it's first show, so they're gonna really push it, and they're at the Johnny Cash Parkway, the Bluegrass Yacht Country Club, which that's not a small deal. That's a pretty prestigious thing to get your first show at. So I look forward to seeing what they've got. I've watched a few of their guys, because they were doing the Tough Enough sort of streaming thing, putting up videos on YouTube, and they got a lot of promising talent. Not just Artemis. I'm not going to blow smoke up his ass, but there's more there, and they've got a good crew working. Let's see. I had another one that's kind of funny as hell, but love her to death. Jamie Senegal, friend of the show, just won a title at Sanctuary Pro here in Pennsylvania, in front of a hometown crowd. Significant pop, very cool. I've seen her go. She's getting dates all over, from Canada, West Coast, Midwest. Though her home base is Arizona, but just everywhere. And I'm so proud of her. To give you a little bit of background, like if Daphne were to have a daughter, so to speak, that's Jamie. Jamie's the only one of 3 wrestlers I know that are allowed to use her colors. That it's allowed to use anything out of her gimmick. Like 3 people, and that's one. That's the first one. So, she's one to watch. If you have never seen Jamie Senegal wrestle, go watch. Find her on a card.
I want to say I might have, but I have to go back and look.
Did you watch Empower?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no, because I don't. My thing is, it's like with NWA, and I'm like, come on, a paywall, really? And then for me to see my old, like when I want to go look at vintage Ricky and that whole cast of characters, Eli Drake, James Storm, Colt.
Well, I was talking about the all women's one that they did.
Yeah, I know, but I don't want to. I don't want to pay. But I'll take a look. I've been wanting to take a look at it. I just am like,
it was a good pay-per-view. Like it was one of those things where we got to see Lady Frost got a lot of attention, which she deserves. She is badass. I'm a big fan of her husband, Peanut Butter Platoon. Yeah. There's a lot of people that came out of that they were independent. Oh, we can now talk about Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
Because she's on the indies now.
Wait, whoa. Really?
Mm-hmm.
When? Okay, so tell me, because when did that? This is news to me.
Revolver. She did wrestling Revolver. No shit.
When's her first one?
She already did it. It was like just a little bit ago, if I'm not mistaken. I haven't watched it yet, but I know it happened. To the shock of everyone. Because she's working with Marina Shafir.
Of course.
The Problem.
Yes.
I think that's like a whole thing. I'm very proud of her. If you love the business, because she didn't like what she was getting with the WWE, and that is what it is.
Yeah, but that's not what I don't think that's what she envisioned it would be like. You know what I mean?
Yeah, she wanted to be over, and didn't accept that. It's gonna change.
Exactly. So
she did wrestling Revolver, and I trust the booker.
I do
So,
too. I do too. I
just
do
saying.
too. Yeah, I find that it's very interesting because I know that he's such a polarizing person. And it's like you either with Sammy, you either love him or you hate him.
Yeah.
And there is no in between, you know.
Well,
Yeah. So there is no
I
in
keep
between.
saying it. When he calls himself to draw, he's not kidding.
No.
Like, it's a proven fact.
Hmm.
Though I will say his fiance does a better Sammy Callahan than Sammy Callahan. If you
Hmm.
have not seen that on Twitter, you need to go look at that.
It's amazing. It's amazing. Oh my God. It's
So
amazing.
good.
I love it. It's so, so amazing. And, I don't know. I just think it's like, oh, it's just great.
There's a
Um,
lot going on. I mean, we missed a little bit,
mhm.
for a couple of weeks, but there's some things that are going on that all will be revealed.
Mhm. Now, I did want to say because
Huh?
did this happen? Did this happen during our little? We were out of here for a couple of weeks. I can't remember, but did Pretty Ricky and Big Bill get their belts when we were away?
Yes, I believe they are. Um,
See, this is where Collision going away makes me sad because um, Pretty Ricky is the face of Collision now.
mhm.
That's his show. And honestly, it doesn't matter because if the ratings are down, right? That's been the better product. And not only that, but shit, the wrestling has been top notch on there.
I
You
think
know.
it's the time. Like, there's a definite difference in
Mhm.
time when, if you're on a Monday night, it's Monday Night Football, your rating's going to be statistically down.
Mhm.
If you're running across a more established product, it's going to be down. Like, you
Mhm.
have to have realistic expectations.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But I mean, you know, I'm just saying. But if um, I mean, I guess it is what it is. But yeah. So I don't know. But we'll see.
Willis!
Oh my God, Willis! I could see Willis tomorrow. Where? At the fucking Oakland Arena. This is the fucking big. I'm sorry, Cow Palace. No, when they were here in February. No, this in ghetto Oakland is the true homecoming of Powerhouse Hobbs. And if he does not get some kind of fucking main event match, fuck you, Tony Khan.
Nope.
Fuck you. Because, yeah, I really wish I had time to make signs for this event because I would have made a book of Hobbs.
The Book of
A
Hobbs.
book of Hobbs. I did on one when they were at whatchamacallit. And then, of course, like, I'd have to make a fucking Pretty Ricky sign of some sort. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's okay. I am going to be that snob. And yes, I am going to wear a Ricky Stark shirt. And
Okay.
what am I going to do? I'm wearing one that was one of his indie ones because you know what, people? I'm OG.
I
Just
was
saying.
there.
I'm OG.
Well, that's something I have heard, on occasion is people can tell, especially performers, if you have a well-worn shirt
Uh-huh.
and those who don't.
Mhm.
You know a fair weather fan who bought a replica on eBay from the person that bought it there and watched you from the beginning. And it's those ones with the worn shirt that are the true fans, and those are the ones that are appreciated.
Yeah. I think it's, for me, I mean, I'm all about, I'm really, it's frustrating to me because, like, I get
Mhm.
it. Like, people can say, oh, you're gatekeeping. And, like, I'm like, no, I'm not gatekeeping, but it's more like, you know, it's one thing when you champion somebody, you know what I mean? And it's it's another thing where you I don't know. I have my problem with uh fair weather people out like that. And I just
Oh, and this is why we do this show, is to be the chaser that leaves the bad taste in your mouth from all the IWC toxicity.
mhm.
Uh, like that's what we're here for, is to
Yeah.
show
Yeah.
you better.
Yeah. And I
And
think that I don't know, maybe it's just me. But I feel like I don't know. I feel like sometimes that maybe people, I don't know. Everyone is gonna like. It's like Baskin Robbins. Okay, they got 31 damn flavors. There's got to be something you like, and if not, you can't be pleased.
yeah,
You know.
and
But again,
th- that's true, right?
mhm,
It's just something, because when we talk about the independence and we try to enforce the idea, and because it's true, that if you want to see who the next big thing is, you should watch all this other stuff, because that's
mhm,
where they go for the
yeah,
talent.
yeah,
And you can learn to love, what somebody does their early career. Like, I was big in Japanese wrestling. Like, Masahiro Chono is, God, that dude is huge.
yeah. It's you know people need to. I think that people, if you, there's more than just watching what's offered right now on TV. There's more.
Yeah.
And do I miss a lot of that? Absolutely. You know, only because when I say that I miss it, I mean, everybody's gone. Speaking of
Yeah.
everybody, Flip Gordon just did his last indie show
Yeah.
and he was selling his old gear. I wanted a pair. He had his flipping strip pants, and I wanted those.
Mm.
But I was like, you know what? I don't even want to know how much it's going to charge me for that. But I said, you know what? Yeah, I really wish that I did get a pair of trunks or something from him because I've known I've known Flipper for a long time, and I'm really happy for him. Whatever he does, I know people keep teasing like, is he going to the E? Yeah, because honestly, when he closes out like that, yeah, because why would you do that for AEW? Because they wouldn't
When
care.
when he
No.
rightly doesn't need to.
Yeah, exactly. It's just they can't wrestle on, shows the conflict with whatever they're doing. So if they're a collision person, yeah, you can't wrestle on Saturday. Or it was like Friday. I mean, there's a shirt we have at a West Coast Pro where it says, can you work a Friday? Because the shows used to be, they're on a Friday predominantly.
Yep.
So yeah, so it's that tongue in cheek kind of humor with it. But like I said, it always is what it is, and I encourage people to find things that they might like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And not only just that too, but find something, and if you're bitching about it, maybe you just need to turn it off.
Yeah.
I've been doing that lately because I just am like, man, I want to be positive about certain things. So, like, I'll watch, but then I won't watch. But I will say one of the things that I have been very impressed with was like MJF.
Mm-hmm. He's getting better, though.
Who is
There's
that?
some things he needs to work on.
Yeah. So, did you see on Collision
Mm-hmm.
when Ricky and Adam Copeland. That's so funny just to say. Adam Copeland had a little confrontation, and he told the one tall guy, Kevin Matthews, big guy, pushes him down. And then there was the little guy. Did you recognize the little guy?
I don't think so. No, I was in and out.
It was actually some of the security guards, Myron Reed. Yep. Jake Christ was the little guy. So I thought it was great. You have to go back and watch that. I mean, it's all everywhere because yeah, But when you see, because at first I'm like, oh my God, is that who I think it is? And I was just laughing, and then I'm like, oh my God, it's Myron Reed. Hilarious. I was like, oh my God, this is fucking great.
You know what I would like to see one day? Okay. They have one of these huge brawl outs, right? And, the security is always the ones that get tossed around.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, the next show, the security jumps to talent and just has this old massive revolt. Because they already, those security guys are already people that are, in training or on the back end. So why not, do something like that? It's like Nexus, only it's a security guard you kept beating the hell out of.
Yeah. The glorified, it's like almost like a glorified, it's interesting. It's a very glorified position, but it's also interesting on who they ask to do some of those squash matches and things like that. So I always find that it's always interesting to me.
I like when they use the local talent because that local talent stuff can make or break. Like, was it James Ellsworth? Like Ellsworth was, known in his local scene and a little bit outside of that, but any man with two hands is a fighting chance, and that put him over and got him a contract. Just because he knew how to make it work. And there's been other people like that too who have gone on to be bigger names that you don't realize are bigger names.
Yeah, I think that people. I think that, people don't understand, and this is where I see it. Like tomorrow, I'm curious to see who from the area is going to be some of either the squash matches or things like that. So that's where I'm like, ooh, is it gonna, who's it gonna be? Blah blah blah, and we'll see. So I mean,
it's something I see far too often. When somebody loses a match or something of that nature, they're like, "Oh, so and so is buried." What? LA Knight lost to Roman Reigns. Is LA Knight buried? God, no.
Well,
it's a continuation of the story. It wasn't because, like, he had him dead to rights. It's that near fall finish interference. He sold everything just as much as Roman did. Because say what you want, the dude can sell. He doesn't do it often because it makes it special. When somebody kicks out of the spear or the Superman punch, it's a protected move. That person's got some back, that they're going to be doing more. Because pro wrestling is not just about, getting in the ring and being the over guy and never losing a match or any of that. It's not about that. It's also about selling. It's about, Logan Paul might be on the outside of social media a shit person. But during his match with Rey Mysterio, Rey didn't quite make the full thing, and he had enough wherewithal to catch him to keep him from getting hurt.
Yeah.
That's veteran shit. And you can love him or hate him, but in terms of the business, he puts in his time, he busts his ass, and he's more than happy to do whatever it takes to protect the other guy. And that's important.
Yeah. Well, my big thing is like when people complain about with like Roman and stuff like that. It's like everyone thought that Cody was getting it.
Which
And that
is
was
going to
the
get
biggest-
it one and done. Yeah.
Yeah, he'll get it eventually, but it's very interesting to me that that it is what it is. So yeah.
Well, one of the greatest stories in pro wrestling that has ever been told was Dusty Rhodes' hunt for the title. He busted his ass. The Hard Times promo is so iconic because of the man and the journey that he brought his fans along to.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Cody walks into a different variation. He's going, I'm going to finish the journey my father started. It got derailed a little bit, but he's even said, just because I'm not there right now doesn't mean I'm not going to eventually get there. And that's long-term booking, which is something like independents do better than, like when the independent guys have like a home base, they tend to have more long-term story booking. And WWE has had that for fucking years. So to now have that, you know, we're kind of being spoiled with it. Like Nikki Cross has been kind of off lately and nobody's quite sure why, and they're slow rolling that story. You know, and I get it. Because, you know, there's Bo Dallas is still on the books. He is still on the books. He has not been released to my knowledge. I haven't seen his name come up. And if he's still on the books, I'd know what he'd want to do. And this might be that lead way into it. And if you know, you know, you don't, I'm not going to spoil it for you because it'll be exciting. But like AEW really doesn't have, they seem to book it 3-6 months at a time at best. Whereas, you know, now we're getting spoiled with storylines that are, you know, almost 2 years running. You know, where the average indie show generally has a lot of things planned out as long as the person isn't a scumbag. Are they adaptable? Yes. But the long-term storytelling is something that tends to be very key, at least on my end of the world. You know, sure, you'll have your hot shots, but, you know, at the same time, you're also going to have interwoven stories that have been doing this for, you know, a while, or, you know, some storied thing, you know, like the DIY reunion. It's a more open idea to where people would think long-term storytelling is, and it is. And you see it a lot more in the independents than you do on major broadcasting. Like Impact. Oh my God. Oh, sorry. TNA.
Was there a reason for them going back to that?
Yes.
And because I've been kind of out of the loop.
It's been long enough. They had their bigger names, their bigger matches, their more iconic moments when they were under the TNA brand. They've distanced themselves enough from the awkward booking and the backstage bullshit to where they can rekindle that brand with some of their OG people, and they can revitalize it because they needed a redress, not because anything was wrong with what they were doing, but if you don't adapt and adjust, you fall behind.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, NWA is NWA is NWA, and it's been that way forever. It hasn't really changed enough to make people pay attention.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And I think, too, where I think part, I don't know, I'm just over a lot of stuff. And it's interesting because it's like, it's not gonna change. It's kind of like Ring of Honor, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What it is, it's not going to change, and people are always going to have their preconceived notions of what it is. So that's where it's a little
there, or what they think is going on, and they're smart mark, and they're so into the business. And the truth is, if you're not in the company, if you're not involved in any of this stuff, you have no idea. Even the dirt sheets, they think they know. But there's always some part of it they're not aware of because they're not in the know. There's a reason for it. Is it like it was back in the 80s and prior? No. But it's still there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and
absolutely. And
so
I think
shitty at times
yeah.
with people.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think that going into Full Gear, okay, I'm going to go back to this.
Okay.
It's kind of, I think, a shitty buildup.
Fair.
Mm-hmm. Because I don't need to see Kenny Omega versus the Young Bucks.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and Jericho. I don't need to see that shit. I don't want to see that shit. You know, and you know, but whatever.
With them, it's once a year. It's the same. They become repetitious, and this was something that tends to be a problem. Is you keep throwing these names out there, and you forget that you have an entire roster of people, which means those people who have the talent, capability, and charisma are left to the wayside. They go somewhere else because wrestlers don't just do it for the money. Hell, most of them, you know, earning their stripes on the road, make barely gas money in a hot dog.
Exactly. If they're lucky.
Yeah.
If they're even lucky to get that far.
Let alone to be, you know, called. I mean, a lot of these guys have to beat the fucking pavement just to get work.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of them have shoot jobs. So, you know, like for the longest time, Rhett Titus, right, was a district manager for GNC, you know, stores.
That's cool.
For the longest time. And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, you know, people need to, you know, make a living. So, you know, I applaud that because it's,
you never know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a, I don't want to say big deal, but I mean, it just happens that way. So, yeah. So when you see these guys, you know that maybe they're only making like $20. I mean, who knows?
They're doing it because they love it. It's an addiction.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So if they have merch, buy their merch. That's how I feel with it.
You want to show?
Speaking of merch, people,
merch.
We sell merch.
That's true. We do.
Yes, we do. Go to wrestlingontherocks.com and you will see our swag, and you can buy some swag.
Stickers, T-shirts.
Yep, you get stickers of me.
Yeah.
Did you need a sticker? Did you need a sticker?
I want a Hello Kitty sticker.
Oh no, it's not on brand. Yeah, but if you notice in the intro, we got to get you in the intro too. If you notice in the intro, did you see my T-shirt?
Yeah. Did you see I'm a Slam Buddy?
Yep.
I'm so proud I'm a Slam Buddy.
I'm like, oh yeah. You know, I don't know. Is there anything coming up like that is of note besides obviously the AEW, the big AEW stuff? And I don't even know. Like November is one of those weird months where it's like the holidays. It's kind of weird to say, oh, what's going to happen and things like that.
This is why we miss ECW. November to remember.
Yeah, no one's doing that. And I will say that I don't know, it's been very dry. There's been a lot of things that are very dry. And that's where I say that I haven't been watching NXT for a while. Because again, still same thing. I freaking can't stand Booker T on fucking commentary. It's like Tony Schiavone. I don't want him on commentary. Let Nigel do his thing. Even Kevin Kelly, I'm like, you don't need to be doing the thing there. Let fucking Nigel and JR, you know,
just carry the product.
You
don't need a 3-man table. You just don't.
No, you don't. You don't. My favorite was, if you remember seeing Dark, right?
Mm-hmm.
When it was during pandemic times, when it was Taz and Excalibur, they did not give a fuck. And a lot of things were hilarious. And
He's been on commentary again recently.
they've been on like Dynamite. That's that's a
They
show.
still don't give a fuck.
No, but this one was really like, they'd flubber things, and it's hilarious. Like I go back sometimes to look at it, just because it's like if I need a laugh, I'll go. That's one of the things I'll go to, which is hilarious. But also at the same time, let's see here. At the same time, there's all sorts of things. Hold on, I saw something come across my.
Yeah.
I saw a thing that came across my stuff. Hold on here. It might be breaking news. It might not be breaking news. So hold on a second here.
We have Survivor Series is November 25th.
Mm-hmm.
Lethal or the sorry. Oh God, I'm having a moment here. We have December, which is TNA's pay-per-view. I think AEW is running something.
They're doing a New Year's thing.
Oh, so they're December into January.
Yeah, they're doing a New Year's thing, and then they're doing. I want to say they're doing something else. So, but I don't know. So it's we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh, okay. The only thing that I saw, and I saw it, it was I thought it was breaking news of something, but it's Jack Perry, and I thought, oh shit, did they give the hammer? No, people think that he is the devil under there, possibly. I mean, I wouldn't rule that out. But when I think about it, I think the people underneath were like, it was the Kingdom and Roddy, and even in his own way, Adam Cole. It has to do with all those guys.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I miss the days of, watching a Matt Riddle who did quite a bit of European wrestling work where he wasn't, flipping sandals and being the token pothead. He actually was being a legit badass. You had Gunther, who's only now allowed to be a badass.
Yeah.
Asuka was a fucking force to be reckoned with. It's, I implore anybody, if you want to see a difference, go look at some of your favorites now. Eli Drake. Yeah. Just gonna throw that out there. Because that's what we do here.
Yeah.
If we touch on the main product, it's because we're talking about their past, not necessarily their future,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know. I'm just kind of like, I don't know. I'm just kind of like, whatever. I don't know. I'm just
tired.
Well, no, I'm tired, but also, you know what I really hate?
What?
The whole Adam. I hate that. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It grates my nerves. And I swear to God, if I have to hear that, like, I'm gonna scream.
Yeah.
This is bad.
Yeah.
This was really bad. But I'm corporate Amanda today, so that's why I don't have a shirt. But also, you know what? I think it's probably time for a last call.
I agree with you.
Yeah. But before we go, you know how we roll. I'll let you start off with this.
Oh, it's my honor. Woohoo!
It's your thing.
Of course, I am very thankful for a lot of solid wrestling that is coming out and a lot of glorious talent that is getting their shot. And I am very grateful to see Conan making AAA relevant again in the States, because AAA is awesome. And I am thankful for Eli Drake continuing his journey to being this megastar.
Yep. That's kind of awesome. You know, if you ask me what I'm thankful for, I will say I'm thankful that one, I've arranged so I could see, because I was not going to go to the show until they announced that I get to see Chris Hero wrestle again. And that's a really big fucking deal. Yeah, it's a real big fucking deal for me. And then, going down to Full Gear. I'm grateful that we have listeners.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And I'm grateful when that people love to hear Heal Amanda. Yes, Justin. Oh, yeah. I have to go back to that. Yes. Heal Amanda. Yes.
Yes.
Fuck with me, fellas. It's like, I feel like the, that scene from Mommy Dearest when her husband who owned Pepsi died. Don't fuck with me, boys or fellas. Yeah, that's me. Mm-mm. You're going down.
Emotional damage.
Mm-hmm. And I want to say we're thankful that Marsha was around and ready to join us. So,
yeah.
On that note, guys, you know who we are. That's Digi. Well, this way. And I'm Ms. Amanda Jane. And this again, my friends, we're going to ask you to join us next week for another time in the dive bar of the IWC and do Thursday Night Chaser with us, because that's what we do. So on that note, cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Hey, producer lady here. Thanks for tuning in. Continue to support us or buy us a drink by following and putting the I in subscribe on Twitch. Or subscribe and review our podcast on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to us. Cheers.
I would never have a drink with Wrestling on the Rocks.